And we are live tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mary. What do you see?
No, we're not.
What?
We're not live.
We're
I
not?
didn't see the. I didn't see the thing. Come on. Oh yeah, we are. Never mind.
There's a delay on YouTube, Mary.
We're live. Oops. Okay.
Put your pants on. Okay.
Oh my God. We're live, but Mary's about 10-second delay.
Mary's on delay tonight.
You're right. Oh, I am so delayed.
Oh my
So
tonight we have Melina right here. We're gonna play a Hollywood Squares or Brady Bunch to my left. And she is an empath and energy worker, and happy to have her on this show. She's been on the Pet Show before. And then Susan, who is a psychic medium and a remote viewer, she is on tonight. And then, of course, we have Mary.
Hey guys.
The medium.
Hey.
How you doing, Mary?
I tell you what. Oh my gosh. So what? I kind of didn't get much sleep last night, considering everything that happened. I really didn't, because it was like, my heart just fell.
Yeah.
This giant lump in my chest. My heart fell. I'm going, no, you're not supposed to happen until 2029, 2030. Every one of my predictions it started bam, 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 coming true. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's slow time down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Give me time to catch up. Right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
We're at the event horizon right now.
No kidding. So anyway, Jason, I'm still shock and awe. Shock and awe is the thing. It's like, wait a minute. So today I'm like, okay, does Dollar Tree have a lot of toilet paper? Can I go stock up at Dollar Tree? I don't dare go to Costco because
Right.
there are going to be hundreds of people there. So I think I'll go to Aldi's. And so I'm
love Aldi, yeah.
For war.
Your mom, toilet paper isn't going to help you.
I know, and you're so right. But it's like, these predictions were in my mind for 6 months when I finally decided, okay, I'm going to say something. I have to say something. And when did our first prediction? I make that predictions list, Jason.
It was at May 5th, I believe, is what I have.
No, I'm talking about the original predictions list.
Oh, the original. Let me see. It was 25 to 2027.
No. The list I made that had showing Biden. It was in January.
Okay.
We're going to lose 3 rockers, 3 to 4 rock and roll stars. We're going to lose Biden. The king passes. I think I originally came out with that list in January.
Okay, let me just, because I transcribed. That's what yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff has already come true. We already lost Sly and the Sylvester
Family Stone.
Yeah.
And then planes have been dropping out of the sky.
Planes dropping out of the sky. That, and I believe all of that started January, February of this year. Mm-hmm. And then I before Biden ever came out, okay, before his dementia was, I guess, really bad, but before Biden ever came out and said he had stage 4 cancer, I saw him passing, and I put that in the thing, and I knew he had something, but I wasn't sure what. But
Right.
but then I predicted about an airplane out of Southeast Asia carrying, it was a jumbo jet airliner carrying more than 168 people, was going to go down. And sure enough, that was the Air India flight.
Oh, yeah.
I predicted that in February, I thought. February.
Wow.
Um, right. Yeah. So now
That was tragic.
So
I-
terrible. Ugh.
I predicted World War III back in 2020 or 2022, the same time I saw Kate Middleton, Princess Kate, having cancer. Okay.
Huh.
And I predicted, and I asked my spirit guides, I got on my phone and I said, Spirit, tell me, and this is right when Russia invaded Ukraine, right at that time. And I said, are we going into World War III? And they said, later.
Hmm.
Okay. Later. Well, now is later because I believe that we have a precursor to World War III.
Yeah.
So,
And it's pretty interesting too, how they announced that they are moving a lot of the government to Kansas City, Missouri, and
What?
Alabama.
When did they announce that?
I was watching one of the congressional meetings a couple of days ago, and they had Kash Patel on there, and he was talking about how they want to move a lot of the offices to Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
And I guess they have like a new high-tech like training place in Alabama.
Is that underground?
I'm sure part of it is.
I know there's a lot of tunnels
You
between
know,
in that area.
I mean, shoot, by now we have them going all underneath us. So
Wow.
it's like, but
And now Trump just announced there's going to be a regime change in Iran, which I already knew was part of the protocol when they did that diversion story to Guam. I knew the regime change was going to happen. So we were talking about this backstage, how I saw the Ayatollah is not in Tehran. He ran. He ran to the border near Afghanistan, guys. He's sitting on the border line closest to the mountains is what I was shown.
gosh.
And Susan and I were just, and that's to the east. You go east from Tehran, you go straight east.
Yeah.
Not that anyway.
Yeah. So Susan and I were talking about it backstage, what she saw. And Susan's a remote viewer. I met her up in, was it Washington?
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, when I was up there for a psychic fair up there. But I asked her what she saw, and I thought that it was more towards Afghanistan. He ran towards Afghanistan. Now you would think he would run more towards Iraq.
Yeah.
He's on the border. And there are mountains in the background, big, tall mountains behind him.
Gosh.
Well, Afghanistan has a pretty unstable government.
Yeah.
And they have a huge terrorist groups there. So that kind of makes sense that he would go in that direction.
Yeah.
because they're trying to obliterate the Houthis and the Hamas and the Ayatollah and what's the other group?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Hamas and there's a third group. Anyway, the three groups of terrorists that are now existing in Iran, they're trying to obliterate them. But he would go to Afghanistan because it's a whole different. Well, they got ISIS over there, so that would make sense that he would try to go in that direction.
What was I going to say? Cecil just wrote in, a viewer, Cecil wrote in and said, Iraq and Iran hate each other. They were at war for decades. But, yeah, so that makes sense. So he ran towards Afghanistan. Thanks, Cecil. Yep.
ISIS is in Afghanistan.
Yep. So that's where he ran. He's right there on the border.
Yeah.
Ran out of Iran.
Huh?
He ran. It's not he ran, it's Iran.
He ran.
I was going to start singing, but never mind.
He ran.
No,
Ran so far.
no, you didn't ran. He ran. Oh, okay.
He didn't get over the mountains.
What was that thing I sent you from TikTok? What was that song? It was a Beach Boys song. I forgot. But anyway.
Was it one of those AI generated ones?
Yeah, it was one of those. But
Did you send? Oh yeah.
Had the Beach Boys singing about Iran, and yeah. So I thought that was so cute. Had the bombers in the video and everything. But so this is tonight. We're starting off with predictions that have come true and predictions that are new that I saw after all of this incident. So is everybody ready for the shit show? Got your popcorn?
Yep.
Got your goobers? Got your goobers? Ready to watch a good flick here? Okay.
Do you want a little? Should we do a little commercial break?
Yeah. Let's do
While you prep. Okay.
You will love Italian street bread. It's a good. Go to italianstreetbread.com and order use some today. Capiche?
Yeah. So we got to pay the bills and we got to eat some good bread. First, let's see Emma. Where's Emma? There. Oh, she's sleeping. Oh. Where's Shira?
She is down. Let's see if I can switch this. Oh wait, no, that just turns it off, doesn't it? Okay.
Yeah. No, you don't have to worry. I'm sure she'll. No, I don't want you to have to get up and. Oh, dear, she is.
Oh.
There's Shira. Hey, Shira. Hi, baby girl.
She's gotten so hard of hearing that it's like, you really kind of gotta, talk loud.
Hi, baby. Oh. Hi, honey bunny. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, look at that beautiful face.
I know. She's so funny.
Oh. And
cute.
Susan, you got Jake, right?
No, I got Ranger. Ranger.
Yeah.
Ranger is a big, huge red American coon, and he's a
Wow.
lover. And I thought I was going to close the door, and I didn't close the door, so he may come running in here. You see this big dog grab my face.
Big good dog. Wow.
He's a good boy, though. He's only 2.
Oh. Well, I got Tuck in this other room back here, snoozing in his tower, of power. So,
he's feeling a little bit more.
That's so funny.
yeah. All right, Jake, so I'll let you start off with the predictions.
Okay. You go, girl.
You want me to read? Am I listing them off, or how do
Yeah,
you want to do
why not?
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How about the ones that came true? Or whatever, just read it. I don't care.
Well, I can. Okay. I'm reading from the edited list that there were corrections from. So,
Okay.
let me get that headed up.
Zelda, you want to come say hi?
Zelda.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Zelda. Kiki. Hey,
Come
baby
here.
girl.
Such a brat.
Or if you just feel better putting them up.
Well, no, I can just, I can grab a slide and put it up if you want. I had that one. You said that World War III is coming in 5 years, or 5 years ago.
Yeah, World War III, 5 years ago is when I first saw it. And it would start 2029. However, these are the precursors to it. Okay. And I got, okay, now that we bombed them, a new regime change will take effect. Okay. And I see a lull. Okay. Like there's a period where there is little action, towards us. There might be some things. We have terrorist cells in the U.S. right now. So what
I was just going to say that,
Yeah, terrorist cells in the U.S. that are going to strike here, strike there. They're going to go for the infrastructure. They're going to go for electric grids. They're going to go for
I know.
people, mass where there are masses of people gathered. I got banking, finance, masses of people, electric grids. And even to the point where you're going to see them run around with swords like they did years ago. Okay. There might be some unaliving in those areas. So, and then it's just one here, one there, one there, one there. They don't get much done.
Yeah.
As far as like a 9/11, but they start. Okay. And so there's kind of a lull. But then the beast out of the east, okay, that I see has 3 to 4 heads.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, haven't all the prophecies already happened that they've mentioned in Revelations and Book of Enoch and all that?
Well, they kept saying the beast out of the east. The beast out of the east is shown to me by my spirit guides has 3 to 4 heads, which means 3 to 4 countries.
Right.
Are part of that make up the beast out of the east. That's China, Iran, Russia. Okay.
And you had
North Korea. Don't forget
North Korea.
North Korea, and there was something with Kim Jong Nam.
Kim Jong Un, yeah, out of North Korea, yeah. Now his sister. He passes. He has a massive coronary. I mean, the guy must weigh what, 500 pounds?
Something like that.
In a 5'7" shell, 6-foot shell. But and it is kept very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden, his sister comes on the scene, and she is much more ruthless than he is.
Great. We need one of those.
Yeah.
I have a feeling just from the comedies and stuff, the little little skits they do about him. And they always have like this woman that's just like way
Angry?
serious. So
That's wasted.
no,
No,
I'm
angry.
like way
Angry.
serious.
Angry.
Just
She's
like
very
you
angry.
can tell
She's
yeah.
nasty.
Does she
Yeah.
have a very
Super
defined haircut?
Right.
Don't they have, I think their haircuts are like on a number system. You pick which
Yeah.
number.
I-
Yeah.
It was probably like in a bob.
Yeah. Well, she already has. I'm seeing quite a number of people she has offed. Okay.
Huh.
Wow.
Oh yeah, his sister. She's no sweet vermouth or a piece of cake. This woman is much more cunning and evil than her brother is. I
Wow.
wouldn't be surprised if she offs him to take power, which the thought has occurred to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so what else did you see, Jason?
Well, you were saying that, but then you said a modern world leader is how would we say that in YouTube terms? Unalive? Unalive by for pay 2.5 years into term.
Right. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yep.
A modern world leader.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're the modern world, aren't we? Yeah, we are.
Well, they say we are.
They say we are.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm thinking it's kind of rhymes with pump.
Right. High heel. Right.
Okay.
Let
so
me think about that a minute. Hold on. But the way I see this is quite different. I see this as let's go back to the Civil War. The Civil War was very divided. Just as our country is divided today, and there was one leader at that point, Abraham Lincoln, and he took the reins, and he was hated and loved by very many people. So I think this is history repeating itself all over again. We haven't learned a darn thing about nothing, and we are still divided. We still haven't figured out how to make this all work. We are a good republic, and the wonderful thing about being in America is that if we find there's a mistake, we fix it. Like slavery, we made a mistake there. That was awful and it was terrible, and we fixed it. We got that was obliterated, and enslaved people were free, which was a very good thing. But I think the common ground of today is very similar to the whole Civil War, because the Republic was in the makings of being formed and reformed, and Congress hasn't done anything in 20 years, but they should be reformed to a point where they can make progress and help out. And I think there's a lot of similarities, and I think that we have not learned very many lessons from the Civil War.
Correct. Absolutely. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And it looks
That's what
like
I was thinking,
red. It's not red dirt. When he went overseas to the Middle East, I'm like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. No. I'm like, you can't, this can't happen now. Can't happen now. But it looks like reddish. How do you
Is it like clayish? Was it more like red clay? Because they have that red soil in the south.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it looks like sand in a way. Sand.
Could it be out southwest?
I'm not sure.
So what are you talking about now? Are you talking about your prediction for World War III, or are you now talking about Iran?
No, I'm talking about the modern world leader.
Oh.
Basically, I see laying. Remember, guys, what you hear come out of my mouth okay, is coming directly from Spirit. This is for entertainment purposes only. And I am only channeling the message through from Spirit. Okay. So this is not how I think. This is what is being shown to me by Spirit. Remember, I am a psychic medium, and this is for entertainment purposes only. It is laying face down. I don't know if it's foreign soil he is, but he's face down. Then I see the VP get on the TV announcing he is gone. And all of a sudden, and mascara's running down his face, because we all know Mr. V wears mascara, and I see mascara running down his face as he announces this man is gone, and the TV goes blank, like white,
Wow.
like snow, like and
Oh, like snow. Yeah.
no, not snow,
Staticky.
staticky.
Yeah,
Staticky.
yeah.
And that's all I have ever been shown.
Huh.
Modern world leader, 2.5 years into his term, is either deceased by heart conditions, unalived by terrorist.
Well, I don't know. There's only been a few attempts.
Right. Only. Yeah. And I saw
That we know of.
and
Yeah.
I saw one of those as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's reddish. It's got a hint of red to it. The sand.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyway,
I'm like, you're
mean,
not seeing oil in the sand, are you?
no,
That'd
I'm
be
not
tick.
seeing oil. I'm not.
Okay.
Virginia has red clay.
Virginia does.
Has
Okay.
red clay. Yeah.
It's sand, like I mean, it could be on a golf course.
Oh,
It could be, but I don't know of any sand traps that have red
no, I don't know.
sand.
No.
Maybe it's his. He died on all red, white, and blue sand traps. Oh.
Okay, so anyway, that's one of the predictions. You want to do another one?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Which one do you? So, do you want to go into the royals?
Yeah. So King Charles will pass. I did see Princess Kate's cancer back in 2020, 2022. And it's on a YouTube video where I announced it. And that was the same day where we also covered World War III, and Spirit said later. So, but what I am seeing is, besides King Charles dying, okay, within the year, not this year, next year, but the latest would be 2027. But what I saw and what I said on TikTok today, and I have seen this for a while, is Prince William rules alone.
Yeah.
He rules alone. And the woman in the wings with dark hair is not Kate.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay, so
gives me
Kate
chills.
is gone. Kate is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I had a feeling, because they haven't been showing her, so.
Her health is not good.
Yeah.
And she just had to beg out of another thing. I mean, like, so sorry for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I predicted that in 2022. And I do not see her ruling beside William. He's a single father ruling alone. There is a girlfriend in the wings, or another woman with dark hair in the wings. She's not pretty. God.
Huh.
Really? you know. But unfortunately,
Wow.
unfortunately, but I think she was a friend at some point for many years, kind of like
Mhm.
Camilla and Charles, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not Kate.
Hmm.
Okay, so
That's
and
interesting.
Harry and Meghan, I do see a divorce. I
Yeah.
absolutely 100% see a divorce.
Yeah.
I do feel he moves back to England, even though those people probably don't want him back.
Right.
But I do feel
You're
like
moving
he's
back to
always
England.
And Prince Andrew really stepped in it when he got tangled up with Epstein,
yeah, he did.
you know.
He's on the outside. He will always remain on the outside. Susan, what did you say about Harry?
I think that that he will move back to England, but he'll never be
Correct.
accepted back into the fray. If you know
Yes.
what I mean,
You
he'll go
are
back and he'll be around, but he's not going to be effective, and he's certainly not going to. He won't have a title.
no, he won't. No.
There's no title.
He will be on the outskirts.
Yeah.
But Melina, absolutely, you know, and Andrew will have to live that disgrace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you
Well,
got?
there was another well, like the past a different plague that was coming.
Another what?
Plague. Like
Yes. Yes. You
it
know,
was-
okay, so I predicted this when February. They just caught the third Chinese national sneaking in through the airport. I think it was the airport with a petri dish full of
Fungus.
a fungus
my
that
gosh.
kills people, kills animals, and kills plants.
Oh my God.
And this woman, the Chinese national, pledged full-hearted allegiance to the Communist Party of China. The third one that they caught. How many did they not catch?
Right.
Right.
I know.
So there will come one. I'm thinking 8 years, maximum 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling too that like COVID is going to come back. You know. And
yeah, it's pretty much like a cold now. What's coming back will be similar,
yeah.
but I think it's at first it's not going to be so deadly, but then
Yeah.
up to 8 years you've got a very serious one. So,
Right.
Susan, what do you think? What do you see?
I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see that now. But I do see people that are bringing stuff into the country that shouldn't bring stuff into the country. And I wasn't surprised to see this third person with the petri dish at all. I was like, oh my God. And I don't know how they caught her, but thank God that they caught her.
Yeah.
But I just don't see what they're, I guess I don't think like a terrorist, because I don't understand, if you kill the people, the plants, and all the animals, what have you got left?
Right.
What's left? What's beyond that? And that never made much sense to me. And someone's got to explain that to me. Someone smarter than me has to explain it to me. Like, what is left if you kill all the animals, all the people, and all the plants? Well, you can't eat the plants yourself. Duh.
The land.
You can't
I'm
harvest.
like the land.
You can't harvest anything from the land because that's all foul. And then the animals are no good to you either. So what are you going to eat? So I don't. They have.
But they're
the cities.
That 3D printed meat looks oh so yummy though.
Mm.
Nope.
Oh my God, I'm making faces just like I would if I didn't have any teeth.
I know. I've seen that a couple of times where they show, printing the meat, and I'm going, printing the meat. I'm like, oh, that is just.
Can you print
I
it
can't-
medium rare, please? Yeah.
Or
Rare. Yeah, for the media rare.
yeah,
That's
or meat
awful.
glue in different. It's made by a Japanese company. Glue in
Yeah.
different kinds of meats together, like salmon with beef, making on like.
Mhm.
With edible glue, like they're like.
Yeah, it's edible glue. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
disgusting.
it is.
Okay,
I
so
They're really getting wound up on that little island, aren't they? Oh.
God.
But there's some climate kind of not climate change, but some disasters that you predicted. Do you want to go into that, the Pacific Rim?
Yeah, so severe earthquakes, a tidal wave, definitely typhoons, guys. Hurricanes this year through 2027.
Yeah,
Hurricanes are going to be incredibly bad. I see like 4 of them this year, 4 or 5 that are going to be Cat 4, Cat 5 category.
Yeah.
But the typhoons over in Southeast Asia, oh yeah, bad, bad, bad.
I'm keeping my eyes on the volcanoes too.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
Yellowstone,
Mhm.
there's one in Arizona by Flagstaff that's called Mount San Francisco.
A little
and
lost.
and they're like puffing away, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yellowstone goes,
Definitely.
guys. There's not much hope.
Oh, that
Yeah.
caldera. Yeah, it's a big chunk.
Discovered sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What?
They just discovered a fault. It's not on the California border, but it's closer going on the other states that border California. They just discovered a new fault line that they didn't know was there. And they said that is very capable of deep six in California.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Discovered that. It's a very obscure scientific article, but it's out there. And so they just discovered it, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So that's
Yeah.
a for real thing.
Yeah.
But
I've seen a couple of those, post apocalypse maps, that they came out with, and they showed the western coast being like halfway through Arizona and up through like Utah, Nevada. I want to say, I can't remember if Florida was there or if it wasn't there.
it was there.
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
But,
I'm moving.
I've already warned my daughter. She lives in Florida.
I just think they should build the house foundation should be pontoons or something so they float.
right?
Good idea.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
In the only prediction I will make, and this is a legitimate one because I've been told by other mediums that this is true. So this is 3 mediums plus myself 4. That California on the West Coast and a lot of the eastern coast will fall into the sea in my lifetime. In my lifetime. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to kill me
See,
tomorrow.
that's what I heard too.
But this is true. I believe this with all my heart, and I've already warned my daughter who lives in Tampa area. I've already said you have been warned. So
yeah.
So that I totally believe to be true. Now, as mediums, we have to kind of look at this and go, huh? So does the land fall into the sea, or does the sea rise up and swallow the land?
Sea
Right.
rises up.
It can be interpreted either way, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but I
Because
know that it's going to
if it's
disappear
like, if it
regardless.
starts with the earthquake, then it makes sense that okay, so the water has to get dispersed out. So then would that create a tsunami then?
Yes.
It would pull out and then
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
slosh around.
I predicted that.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Right.
So
Right,
the first,
exactly.
a major, huge, big one on California coastline, it's going to create a tsunami there. And then on this side, on the East Coast, likewise, because it's
Yeah.
equal and opposite.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Right. Especially if it happens undersea, under the water. Okay, an earthquake that can also trigger a tsunami
correct.
warning, a tsunami effect. Cecil, again, in the audience says
I see. So.
Yellowstone is an extinction event, guys, and is overdue for any eruption. The last one was 6580. Was that BC? No, 65.
Yeah.
658,000 years ago, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to go every 625 or 30, but that really doesn't mean anything in geological time. He's a geologist.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter's a geologist too, and so when I told her about warning her, she was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So pay attention. You've been warned. So I said, "Get out of Florida because it's a peninsula."
Right.
And
Right.
So when are you moving to Virginia, Mary?
Really soon.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Open up that.
Over, okay?
Open up that spare
yeah.
bedroom, Susan.
Okay. You got a room.
I may just have to hold on to my property here in New Mexico, Mary. We might be living on it in tiny homes.
Right. Yeah, tiny homes. Yeah.
Arizona could be oceanfront property, you know.
Yeah.
Right. No kidding.
That's very possible because I think there's 2 or 3 faults that are from the edge of California all the way back to like Arizona. So
Wow.
Would fracking and it all like create that? Would that, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it disrupt?
Let me ask
I
Cecil.
think it would.
Drilling in a small area, it's probably fracking is probably no bigger than the diameter of this cup. So fracking wouldn't do that. But if you dug down into a fissure or a
Right.
and then blew it up,
And then, yeah.
and somebody just might do something really stupid like that.
Oh my God.
Fracking
yeah.
Fracking's not going to do that.
Okay.
On a normal basis.
Okay. All right. So that really was a poltergeist in my room when I lived in Oklahoma. Yeah, because my bed was like doing this.
Oh,
and I'm like, I woke up and I'm like, what the hell? I woke up and I'm going, oh my gosh, was that an earthquake? It was an earthquake.
No, just sleeping in bed.
And for a minute there, I thought it was a poltergeist in my room, like shaking the bed. Yeah. Wow. So, and then we had the rock stars, right?
Yep, you mentioned 3 major rock stars will not make it through. They will.
Beach Boys, Brian Wilson's gone. What was it?
Pretty much
It won't be
Hollywood
Keith
and
Richards.
everyone, I think, is going to be disappearing. It's like
it's not Keith Richards, but we're not far off from Keith.
Really?
You got me. Yeah.
I can't believe all these ceremonies that they're just doing out in public and at their concerts and
what ceremony? What am I missing?
Oh, well, you'll have to look up um Astro World when Travis Scott played.
Okay.
Everyone said they felt like they were in hell. And
Oh, yeah.
10 people ended up dying.
What?
Yeah.
It's that
Were they
that one.
standing too close together?
No,
The way that the concert was is that there was a group of people that were like between these two walls. So it was like they were kind of trapped in there. It's weird.
Oh wow.
But
That's why
yeah,
I
I
don't go to
mean,
concerts. Don't
I
go.
mean, we're talking Taylor Swift,
Don't
Lady
go.
Gaga.
Don't go.
Yeah,
Don't go,
it's
guys. It's a perfect
Katy
opportunity
Perry.
for a blast.
have you seen the prices of tickets lately? It's insane.
I'm not going. I
Like,
don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like
care.
anyone to pay that much money.
No way.
Yeah.
I'd rather buy property.
Yeah.
Right.
With an electric
I
fence.
know.
Yeah, with an electric fence for sure. Yeah,
My
I
son
could see some
Chase
And
is
then
getting ready to go to a concert.
I don't want to listen to some teeny bopper shaker booty and tell me how I should live my life. I'm sorry.
Right?
So yeah, they've got
Exactly.
nothing to tell me, nothing to say to me, and they need to grow up about 30 years and
Oh yeah.
live life.
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, I just said it. So okay, so
That's
then
okay.
planes.
Say it.
Yeah, right. I will. So plane, but it's not me. It's spirit. So planes falling out of the sky. So yes, I did predict the Air India crash. However, I do not think we are done with planes falling out of the sky. We are looking at another one.
Another big one.
This time,
Well,
I don't know if it's an American one or if it's out of Europe.
did they ever get enough like radar analysts to be working?
I don't know. I did see a thing on Boeing, how most of the employees at the Boeing plant in Savannah, Georgia, are high as a kite doing drugs when they're building these planes, guys. And yeah, I watched the video on that. It's like, are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Drug test the employees there. Is
Wow.
what the employees said. So, and then what else do we have, Jason? Besides, between now and 2029, guys, you're going to start to see an escalation in Middle East tensions, countries coming together to try and take down the big power, which is us. Okay, not me personally. You need me to predict what's going to happen.
All right.
All right. You
And
need
we'll all move to Virginia, and then we'll move to someplace else because you're told us to, Mary.
right. Yeah. I would seriously look at, some countries outside of the United States that are close, but not too close. Okay, seriously. But there's going to be an escalation, guys. Just be prepared. Don't go to concerts. Don't gather in groups of hundreds or thousands. Don't go to Washington, D.C. Don't go to Palm Beach, Florida. Don't. And those are two reasons why. There's one reason why you shouldn't go to those two places. And then I just got random acts of terrorism. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention tonight before we get into two cold cases that we're going to weigh in on is Cuba. And I said, something is happening with Cuba.
Yeah.
And I mean, seriously, it's like it has an allegiance with either Iran or it has an allegiance with Russia. And Susan saw Russians there. And I have to say there are terrorist cells in Cuba right now, ready to strike from Cuba. Where'd you go?
Oh, I hit some button on my phone and just like lost all the windows.
Sorry. So, Susan, you saw the same thing, correct? But you saw Russians there complaining about
I saw Russians complaining about the food in Cuba. And that would
Yeah.
make sense because they eat very
Yeah.
bland food, I think, in Russia for the most part. And
Yeah.
different spices in Cuba makes sense to me. And they're
Yeah.
complaining about the food, so I think it's Russians.
Right. Russians. Okay.
This is not
yeah.
a banana. This is
This is a cucumber.
yeah.
A cucumber.
What's a tostone?
What's with all these 50s cars?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Didn't we get rid of these a long time ago? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so just pay attention, guys, between now and 2029. Save some toilet paper at Aldi's for me, please. And paper towels.
And you
Anyway.
can make
To help you.
you can make forever candles
Yeah.
using Crisco, or
You can make
the
what?
generic vegetable shortening, and one of those big tubs. You can either stick a pillar candle, down in the middle of it, or melt it and put it into separate jars. So that big can burns 8 hours a day for 72 days.
Wow.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Going by Crisco tomorrow.
Yeah. That's to make a big candle that will light your way. What?
So is the flame, does it burn black though, like those candles, Melina?
Well,
Like the ones that leave a soot on your wall.
yeah, well, they were just saying to use like a regular pillar candle, and then trim it off to whatever height you need it.
Okay.
But I'm sure you can also just get whatever kind of wick you want to use and set in it too.
That's cool. That's good to know.
Mhm.
So, okay,
Mhm.
we're going to get to, I guess we only have time for one cold case tonight.
Okay.
You want to go to Ashley?
Well, or do you want to do the girl,
Let's do Ashley.
Ashley? Okay.
We can do the girl next weekend or when Susan comes back on the beginning of next month. So this guy is missing out of Wales. His name is Ashley Wilbraham. And I have been working with his mother, who happens to be a psychic herself. And Ashley they were last seen near, and I'm not sure how to say it right, Versailles or whatever. Ashley was also gifted, guys. Okay. I got he was an empath, but I also got he had problems. Okay. He had problems. But there's the baby with Susan.
This is
Ranger. Hi, Ranger. But so Ashley and his son got into a little tiff, and Ashley stormed off looking for his son. The seas were 10 to 15 feet high.
Oh, no.
Along the beach. And Ashley's hat was found on one of the golf courses that he was wearing, but he didn't have a cell phone or his coat. February in Wales, not exactly very warm.
Right.
And so Ashley was never seen from again. And so I circled a couple of areas and I sent it to his mother. It's been checked. They were checking it again tomorrow. But Susan, what do you see happen to Ashley?
Well, I see him sinking And again, we have to be careful of how we interpret what we see. I
Right.
see him sinking, and I'm not sure if he's sinking. I feel like he's sinking in sand,
Right.
like he's being swallowed like quicksand.
Yes.
I feel that, but it also could be that he's being swallowed up by the ocean. I've lived in the ocean and saved a couple of people from drowning in the ocean, and it's like you're being sucked down and going down. And when you drown, you don't float for a while, but you sink. And so I feel that he sank in the sand or in the ocean. Now,
Okay.
how he got in the ocean at night is not a very good idea to go in the ocean at night because blues are out there, whales, all kinds of rocks you can't see, maybe sharks and whales. I don't know if whales has sharks or not, but it's not wise to be in the water at night on any beach anywhere in the world. And he seems like he's a pretty smart guy. And he doesn't go anywhere without his hat, so that's a good thing that it was. I mean, he put his hat on, so I think he was really actually going for a walk. And since he's from Wales, he's probably used to the cold temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a hat on there too.
Yeah.
But I see him sinking much like that. Now, if it's Wales, and this is shifting sands and sort of things like that, you've got flora and fauna underneath the leaves and dirt and old trees and trees underneath there, and it creates like a quicksand like mixture, and you can stand on it and then start to sink. So either way, I felt like he sank.
Yeah. I got the same thing. I got quicksand.
Yeah.
And I got estuary. I got, and it looked almost like there's when I saw him, he's sitting on the beach holding his knees like this on the other side, holding his knees like he's just sitting on the beach looking out at the sea. Okay. And so there at the very end, at the end of the beach, there is kind of like a sand pit and then a black pool of water and then the ocean. And so I immediately got, he went there in that direction looking. And I believe that could be where he sank. And I told his mother this, Janine. And so anyway, nothing yet from there. So we moved it back to the sand dunes. And there was a tiny little path I saw him walking on, a tiny little path. And it looks like a little road. And there are the sand dunes, big sand dunes, guys, huge. Not like our sand dunes in the States. These things are massive. And so I really think from that sand dunes back, that's the area to search. But I agree with Susan 100%. Melina, what do you get?
Well, I was looking at his pictures, and I don't see his aura at all anymore. So that means that he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason.
To his mother, though, but to his mother.
I'm getting that. I just got the map. This helps. No, I don't think he's with us. I think but didn't he like leave the pub or something? And he was kind of.
He
left.
Left the pub, and then his son stormed off, and he went looking for his son.
Yeah.
But the sand dunes, so is what I got. The sand dunes further up, like you're going up, but you can't see that in that picture. Further
I would
up,
think that would be brutal. Yeah, I can't go up. Yeah.
Yeah, further up is where the land ends. There's a thin strip of beach. Then there's like this dark river that comes in. So,
And brackish like water there.
yeah, blackish water. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I got. It's a very
Wow.
deep pool there. Now, I
Yeah.
do know cadaver dogs went down there. And of course, now in Wales, guys, in wintertime, you have to wait for the body to form bubbles to come to the surface. I know in Scotland, when I was on the Reese Rogers case, it took well over a month, longer than that, for Reese's body to develop gas and bubbles in it to rise to the surface. He's stuck in mud, sand. So
Yeah.
he may never rise to the surface. But Susan, what were you going to say?
I was going to say to his mother, it's devastating to lose a son, and it's not very long ago that she did lose him in February, I think,
Yeah,
February or March
February.
timeframe. So, and she's a psychic, and we deal with a lot of death and dying and dead people all the time. She's got to hold on to this thought. This thought is, it's not goodbye. It's I'll see you later.
Yeah,
She needs comfort. She is really distraught about this, and she
Yeah.
needs some
I
comfort. And
bet.
I think that will help her with how she approaches his death.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it would be, I would hold out to the last bit of hope.
Right, right,
Right.
right. But and she's psychic too, so she might see what we see, but she was looking for someone else to have a different point of view, and unfortunately, we didn't. But it is a see you later, not goodbye forever. And I think that
Right.
anybody that loses anybody at any age has really got to hold on to that.
Right.
That's
I know.
very important.
Jason,
That's-
can you pull up that picture one more time? That map picture,
Mm-hmm.
please?
Sure.
There was something back here in this field, the way that the landscape almost looks like his profile.
Where?
Oh, like where the black marks are.
Yeah, there's some black marks there.
Oh, it looks like a
See?
man laying down.
It kind of looks like like if someone it looks like a man looking over his shoulder, like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. Is that along the train tracks?
It's to the right of them.
Okay, wait. I'm not.
Okay, see, I'm looking, it's almost at the very top in like where the green field is.
Uh-huh.
Do you see those dark splotches?
Okay.
On the left, on the right, you mean?
Yeah,
On the right.
yeah, on the right.
Well, that's a major road. They would have, I want to say that is one of the major roads leading out of there. If he were there, they probably would have found his body because that's wide open.
Right, yeah.
But
No, I'm just talking about all these other faces and stuff that are popping up in this landscape.
oh yeah, oh I'm sure, yeah, that's Wales. Yeah, huh? So
Gosh, poor mom. Ugh.
I know,
Yes, I know.
That's horrible. I know.
That is horrible.
and I got
Yeah.
his soul was so nice, except for he had some problems, okay, but he had a beautiful soul.
Mhm.
A sweet soul. I think misunderstood, very inquisitive. He was gifted
Yeah.
himself, guys. he was a psychic and he was also doing Reiki. This is the beautiful soul that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, do you remember me how we were talking about, my grandson being autistic?
yeah.
Well, now they have a new theory that the nonverbal ones will start telecommunicating, like telepathically communicating once they have their Penta is what it's called. And it's like the new generation of little kids that are autistic, they're calling them the raves.
Huh.
Isn't
Really?
that interesting?
So through their pineal glands, they're communicating.
Well, because see, a lot of autistic kids are just nonverbal.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
My nephew was
so
like that.
once they get around like a couple of other autistic kids that are nonverbal, they're saying that they should be able to, yeah.
That's
Have you ever
cool.
tried sign language? Which is it your grandson?
Yeah, yeah, and they did teach him a lot of signs, and he's not even as bad as some of them are. He's had a lot of therapy.
Sign language, so he is able to communicate.
Oh yeah, and he can talk. He can talk pretty well. So
Funny story, guys. Okay. So I was at my mom's house, the lake house, years, oh my God, 25 years, 22 years ago. And my nephew was there and he knew sign language. He was 3 or 4 years of age, never spoke. Yes, to, I thought maybe being autistic, but I was always told no, he's not. But he never spoke. He only did sign language. So I didn't have my glasses on. I had just gotten up. They were all sitting at the breakfast table. And I'm like, and I'll make up a name. Let's call him Edmund. Horrible name. Edmund, do you want pancakes? And he shook his head. And I'm like, I couldn't see him because I didn't have my eyes in. And I'm like, Edmund, do you want pancakes? And he shook his head like this. And he starts signing.
oh,
And I'm like, Edmund, can't see or hear you. Do you want pancakes? No. And I'm like, and the father, my brother, is a doctor. The mother is a doctor. And they're like, how'd you do that? And I'm like,
Just aggravated him, so he had to say no.
right, I aggravated him.
gosh.
Yeah. So Edmund is a genius.
Oh yeah, most
Genius.
of them are. It's really
I mean,
fascinating.
graduated with a bachelor's and a master's at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Is an engineer.
Wow.
At age, what was it? He 20, 21.
Wow.
Yeah, just incredible.
I know you do a lot with dogs and things like that.
Yeah.
I had an old dog that we had to put to rest in November, and I taught her sign language because she was going deaf. She couldn't understand what I was saying. So I started early on. I realized that she was losing it with hearing and stuff like that. So I taught her sign language, and I'm now doing it with Ranger too. Sign language, like we're going to go for a walk, dog stuff, like we'll go for a walk with mommy, daddy, and Ranger going for a walk. And this really helps autistic children jump on the bandwagon, and also stops the biting thing. A lot of autistic children are biters because they're so frustrated because they can hear, but they can't speak. And if we're going 115 miles an hour and they can't do that. So if you teach them sign language, it's a way to get them less frustrated and they stop biting.
Oh, wow. Great
Two-year-old-
idea.
Particularly 2-year-olds, even 2-year-olds that can talk, that I haven't formulated how to speak yet, sometimes delayed speaking, sign language is the way to go.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you can teach baby sign language
Yep,
like
you can. Yeah.
Now, is
really
Italian
young.
sign language different than English sign language?
Sign language.
Italian?
Yeah, but is it universal?
Uh,
Okay.
It's
The pinkies
American,
or
it's American Sign Language.
okay.
ASL. American Sign Language.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a
So
good
I don't know if
question,
it's
Jason.
universal with-
I want to know that too.
universal with another country or not.
Well, it's like England, they speak English in England, but they use different definitions. They have a different vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I would never have thought to ask that question.
I don't know, but probably, but if the child is living in England, they would pick up those colloquialisms and that way of that word means this. Like a closet is not necessarily a closet; it could be a water closet.
A little bit.
Water closet, bathroom.
Right. So they would know that from living in Wales or England. But in the United States, a closet is a closed closet. So I think that would be just their environment would help them.
Yeah.
With that.
Well, when I go to Italy, it's like sign language.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is for me.
Oh.
Wow, we're out of time, guys.
Oh, did we let's pay we'll do this one. Did we play? Well, I'll just play it.
Yeah.
Hold on, kids.
Have you been around negative people or in a negative environment? Frankie and Lord's Apothecary Cleanser Spray is a must. Just one spray to make the negativity go away. Available at marythemedium.com.
Right. And then also, guys, I'm on what is that metaphysical?
I got that. I got you.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You
You
get
get ahead
to
of me. You get my
listen-
fingers all ahead. There we go.
the
All right.
skeptic metaphysicians.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I just found that today. And so anyway, not a great picture, but
Oh,
That's a good picture.
they're all good pictures, Mary.
Jason, that's how I want my hair cut. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna cut it, and then we're gonna do a photo shoot, and then we're gonna do
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, so they interviewed me, and so anyway, it's out on
It's a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
You can go to
podcast.
Skeptics Metaphysics. Yep.
Yeah, the skeptic metaphysicians, and listen to it. But iHeartRadio's got it, Pandora's got it. It's all over. Yeah, really cool. I'm grateful for that interview. And then Susan, how can people contact you? Well, you're coming back on the 1st of July, and we're going to be doing a class on remote viewing.
Yeah. I don't have any. Well, I don't have a email address for this sort of stuff. I want to keep it separate from my other stuff. So I haven't had an email, but they can contact you, and if they say Susan, blah blah blah, and send it to Mary, and then Mary can send it to me until I get my own. By the next time I'm on, I'll have my own email address so that it's separate from my day-to-day stuff.
Okay, super. Yeah, so Susan,
Unless you want to pay my gas bill. Now, if you want to pay my gas bill, that would be great.
yeah, sure. So Susan's going to be back on around the first week in July, guys. And
The first Sunday in July will be the 6th.
The 6th, July 6th, and we're going to be doing remote viewing, learning how to remote view. And Melina is a regular on the Pet Psychic Show, which is Thursdays at 9 o'clock with Jason and myself.
and future projects with Miss on the location. She's gonna go out there and be on on the spot
Yes.
reporter.
Right. And that'll be for this show, doing
Mhm.
psychic investigations. So wherever you go, live, or if it's not live, but hopefully live, we can both talk to what's there.
Exactly.
I've done that before, so I can do
I'll
that.
have to make you a little thing
That's
for Mary the
cool.
Medium microphone that you can, like a
Right.
big news thing.
I know, huh?
Yeah, that's cool, Susan. Good. Okay, so you're on for that too. So anyway, I'm volunteering.
He's like, you're on this, and then you're on this, and
Right. Yeah. Never mind your own personal schedule.
Yeah.
Right, right, guys? That applies to
that, I was,
Yeah.
everyone. So anyway, I just want to say thank you all for listening. Save me toilet paper at Aldi's. Okay? Don't buy it all. We're not in a rush to
It's
stock
not
up
gonna
like
help
we
you.
did for COVID.
That last one I'd gone to Costco the week before and stocked up, and so that when whatever that day that it triggered, I didn't
Yeah.
need any, but I was like, this woman had her minivan jammed packed full.
I know.
I'm like, honey, you're
I
not going to
watched
have anywhere to use that because you're.
Yeah, I watched it. But I mean, seriously, potable water sources.
Mhm.
A clean water source. Okay.
And they
Yeah.
sell those portable filtration for
Mhm.
contaminated
Yeah.
water that will.
That's a
And
good
you
Yeah.
can use a 5-gallon bucket that's got sawdust. So, like, if someone goes to the bathroom, then you put new sawdust on top of that,
Really?
and you never smell anything. It's clean. I mean, yeah.
Wow. I'm thinking. I'm like tonight. I'm like, I texted home and I said, we're getting solar panels. I'm getting
Yeah.
solar.
Yeah, we ordered that emergency radio that
Yeah.
cranks up, has the solar panel, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's until they completely spray out
Yeah.
the sun, and we have no.
Right. I'm gonna get solar panels.
Right.
Ching. So anyway,
Don't put
guys.
them on your Florida home, though, Mary.
What?
Don't put them on your Florida home. No, Mary.
Don't.
Don't
No.
put them on your Florida home.
Why? Oh yeah, and the way I'm far from the what?
It's a peninsula. It's only 176 miles wide, Florida.
Yeah. I'm on the
Just saying,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
just saying.
Well, the river is a street over. But
Oh shit.
Oh, the ocean's gonna rise, but not that river. Okay. You got
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Get the
Yeah.
boat then. Get in the boat and then out on the river you go.
right, yeah.
With
So,
the toilet paper.
I mean, I should be used to this. I lived on boats my whole entire life, adult life. I should be used to this, But I know what to do. I think I just forgot it all.
Oh, you'll
Yeah.
remember, but
Yeah, so you guys just keep in the back of your mind, please stay safe. Okay.
Yes, y'all.
Lord-
Thank you.
no
Nice
Lord
seeing you
Bruce.
both.
Definitely.
Do
Nice
what?
seeing you both, Jason, Melina. Melina? Melina.
Melina.
Uh-huh.
Melina. Did I get it right? Melina?
Yeah, Melina.
mm,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
All right.
she's sporting her new
Yeah, I
hair.
already know you. So, but
Yeah.
good to you all.
So thanks, guys, and we'll see you We'll see you Thursday for the Pet Psychic Show,
Mhm.
and next Sunday where we got Barbara, the Tarot Mistress Psychic, is coming back on to weigh in on some cold cases, And Rosalia, the in-house astrologer, will be there. And Melina, what are we doing Thursday? Do you know? Do we have?
Thursday. I'm gonna try to get into Aztec ruins.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to do it soon because they're gonna start work on it here like in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
yep,
Just put on like a press badge or something.
yeah. I'll just take my mom with me
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
since everyone knows her. I'll
Yeah.
just take her with me.
So
So.
when is July 4th? Oh, we still have a week left, right?
It's July 4th is on a Friday
Okay.
in 2 weeks.
Okay. And Jason, thank you for all that you do to get the show ready.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, thank
I'm
you,
catching up. I'm
Jason.
feeling much better, so I kind of like had a little bit of downtime, and mhm. I dropped the ball a few times, but I'm back up and running. So,
All right, guys.
yeah.
Well, everybody have a good night.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys hold on one second.
too.
Okay.
Joining us,
Night,
Susan.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.